Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of A Froggy Yarn. My name is Rachel, and you can find me on Ravelry at KE7TIN or on Instagram at A Froggy Yarn. All of this information will also be in the description down below. All right, today, this I think will be a fairly short episode. I have one finished object to share with you, 2 whips, and then some results to share with you of the poll that we introduced last episode. So I'll start with the finished object, and that is the one that I am wearing. This is the Monoko tee, and I'll put a picture up here of me wearing it full body so you can see it. This tee is by Julia Pirro. The pattern is by Julia Pirro. I knit it using size 6 needles, and I used 7 skeins of drops bell, and I made it just a little bit longer than the pattern called for, and I ended up with less than 1 ounce, not 1 ounce, less than 1 gram of yarn left over. So I did play a little bit of yarn chicken, but I won, so that's great. And I'm gonna get a little closer so you can see this detail in the sleeve. This is the diamond lace pattern that I talked about last week, and I love the way it blocked out. The drape on this is just lovely. So I'm really enjoying both the way the pattern knit up and the drops bell yarn. Highly recommend. This is the colorway Petrol. And I'm gonna put a picture in here also of what the water looked like after I blocked it. I'm not sure the picture does it justice. The water was a pristine, beautiful blue, which means this leaked a lot of color. So if I were to do a project where I had different colors at the same time, I would definitely have blocked it with a color catcher. So buyer beware. I love my bell yarn, my drops bell yarn, but I would be really cautious about mixing light colors and dark colors. So, all right, so that's my finished object. That is the only one this week. It has been a busy week, not a lot of knitting time, and I've been working really hard on my whips, which we're going to talk about next. So quick update on my whips. I do have I wanted to show you the cone yarn. This is what I am using for my mom's Avenue tank. Let's see if I can get it. This is from Cone & Fiber in Portland, but it used to be Good Yarn, so that's why it has a Good Yarn on it. And I had thought this was 100% linen, but it is not. This yarn is actually 70% linen and 30% silk, and it is lovely on. My swatched block is nice and soft, but when you're working with it before it is blocked, it can be a little rustic. But the good news is I made some significant progress on it. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so I know it doesn't look like much, but I really did get some good progress on it. I only need about 4 more inches and it'll be ready for my mom. We also had a little excitement because I was able to go up and have her try it on, and it is perfect. The fit across the shoulders, under the arms, across the chest. And I think I bumped the microphone. I'm sorry if I did. And I know exactly how long to make it, how to adjust it for the waist shaping. So I'm totally thrilled that all of my work on these little teeny tiny size 4 needles is not in vain. And in case I forgot to say it, this is the Avenue Tank by Tori Yu. So there's one whip that I have going, and then here is the other one. So this is the Riplette blouse. The designer of this pattern is, oh my gosh, I just went blank, Jennifer Shields Tolan. And this has been kind of a beast for me. I'm not good with lots and lots of stitches on tiny needles, but I'm really loving it now. I got to divide for the sleeves, and look at this lace work on the sleeves. I'm just a sucker for good lace work. And it's starting to look like an actual sweater now, like a cardigan. And I tried it on and it fits. So that made me super happy as well. Now that I've divided for the sleeves, it's going so much more quickly because I only have pattern work at the end and the beginning of each pass through. And the rest is just straight up stockinette. So this is also on a size 4 needle, and I am using Drops Saffron yarn. There's a pattern of 7s I've noticed. This is also going to take 7 skeins, and I just finished skein 2. So I'm feeling like I've made some good progress. I'm not saying it'll be done next weekend because I've got Flock Fiber Festival coming up, but I do think there's a really good chance I'll have it done in the next couple of weeks and blocked and ready to model for you in the next 3 weeks, which is good because it's due in a month. So I think I'm going to make it. I wasn't sure, but I think now that I actually am going to get it finished with maybe even a little time to spare. So those are my whips. Now I get to share with you the results of the polls, and I'll pop them up here, but I will say not everyone used the Google form, which is fine. A lot of people did, but I also had several votes that were in the chat. And so when I added those in, we actually had a dead-on tie between two of the colorways, and I went, oh no, what do I do? Maybe I have to make it twice. But then when I added the results of the people that had voted in the chat, or in the comments, then there was a clear winner. So I want to share those results with you. For the Alpine Bloom, and I'll stick that up here for you, the winner was this luscious colorway. And honestly, I would have been happy with any of the 4 that were in there, but I think this one was actually my favorite. So I was super happy that this ended up being the choice. This is colorway D. So the main color will be Knitting for Olive in the color Pea Shoot, that lovely green. And then the flowers will be done in this Earth Yarns Unique Fingering Weight Sock Yarn. So it's a superwash, 75% wool, 25% nylon. And together, they're just so pretty. So I haven't cast it on yet because I am finishing that test knit before I do anything else. But it will be one of my first cast-ons once that is done. The other one you voted on, and I am so glad that I had you chime in on this because I wasn't sure which way to go and I hadn't thought through the variegated piece. But what you chose for, and I'll pop that up here so you can see it, for the, hello, names, Felix cardigan, what you chose was the Universal Yarn Deluxe Worsted Tweed. And I'm going to let you get a good look at that. It just has little nubby bits in it. And so I am very excited to say that I decided this was going to be my birthday cast on, and I just lost it. Oh, here it is behind me. This is my birthday cast on. And I cast it on this morning because today is my birthday, or the day I recorded this is my birthday. And so look at this. I love it. There you go. Now you can get a good idea of what it looks like. And I have to tell you that in the true spirit of A Froggy Yarn, I realized right after I got going on it this morning, I got up early and I had to knit a little bit, that I already made a mistake. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm just going to show it to you. Right there. Not sure how well you can see it, but I missed a yarn over and put it in the wrong place. So I'm going to frog back about 8 rows, but that's okay. I'm really good at frogging. That's why this is a froggy yarn. And the rest of it is fine. I actually got a fair bit done this morning and was having a great time with it. The one thing I did have to do was I wasn't getting gauge and it was too loose for my liking, but I just happened to have, when I was swatching, I found this Knit Pick Stroll. Let's see if you can actually see it. Oops, there we go. Now it's focused. I gotta block my face. And this is in the color Rainforest Heather, I believe. Rainstorm Heather. And look at that. Look how beautifully they pair together. It looks a lot darker on camera and it actually isn't. They are almost the exact same shade. Let me try again. No, maybe if I turn them this way and block my face. Okay, it's not going to do it, but they really are almost identical. And when you put them together in the fabric, it might show just a little bit of heathering, but it looks beautiful. So I was super happy that I had that sock yarn in stash, and it means that I'm going to be able to wash it because cardigans get a fair amount of wear and I want to be able to machine wash and dry it, and I'll be able to if I want to. So hoping to be able to show you some good progress on that in the next few weeks. Since it's my birthday, I allowed myself a cast on, but I am going to prioritize the Riplette blouse and get that done. Okay, and speaking of birthdays, my friend Donna came by, and look at this bag she made me, and it's frog fabric. Is that not just the most adorable thing ever? So my birthday cast on is in the birthday bag, with frog fabric on the back and beautiful lining. I just love it. So this was part of her gift to me, and she said she got enough fabric that when we achieve one of our viewership milestones, the Froggy bag is one of the options that we'll have for our giveaway. So that was exciting. And then she is so sweet and so thoughtful. She also made this little guy for me. Look how cute. Isn't he adorable? Or she? I haven't decided if it's a he or a she yet, but he's totally posable, or she. And so I just set him back here with some of my other little frogs that I have. And I think he or she or they needs a name. So I would love it if you would help me by suggesting a name for our new froggy friend. I just got him today, and so I'm not really sure what to name them, but I think you'll come up with some wonderful names. And then I also threw out here, I'm going back to work in about a week, and I decided I needed to go through all of the things that I had had in my office, and I didn't realize how many frog things I had in my office. So I have, having been a teacher in my past life, of course, I have one of these little frogs that you can get your class's attention with. And then this, I love this. This brings back so many memories. I think I got this, I'm going to show my age. It was in the early 70s, but my Aunt Dolores gave this to me. She actually painted it. She cast it and painted in a ceramics class. And it came with a little plant in it, which is now long dead because I don't have a green thumb for indoor plants. I'm a gardener, but my indoor plants don't do well. But I just love this, and so I had used it in my office. I had a bunch of pens and pencils and things in it. Office supply catcher. And then this actually belonged to my oldest son when he was a baby. He's 28 now. And it makes noise. I love it. So there you go, the tour of all my current frogs. And I have them hanging out with me today instead of a bunch of cones of yarn. I'll work on that later. But anyway, there's all my frogs, and we need to make a name, or we need to create a name for my frog friend there. Okay, acquisitions. I am going to throw a picture up here of my acquisition, but I'll also show you. One of my big splurges with some birthday money was something I never thought I would purchase, but I'm actually really glad I did. Itaca yarn was having a sale, and I have never knit with Prime cashmere. And so this beautiful box arrived this week. And in this beautiful box is beautiful yarn. Look at this. This was a total splurge. I got 2 colorways, and I have 8 balls of each. So this is 68% cashmere and 25% silk. Cardiff. Oops, I'm gonna have to do the, look at that. That's pretty true to what it looks like in real life. This colorway, oh, it just has a number, not a name. I'm pretty sure it's ZAR, Z-A-R. And then this one, yeah, that's pretty true to color too. It's showing up there. I do not remember the name of this one, but it is an absolutely gorgeous pink, and I'll put it in the comment, or not in the comments, in the description, so you can see what it is if you'd like to. But oh my goodness. So I need your help. I have never knit with this yarn before, but I got a sweater's quantity of each. And I would love if any of you have knit with this yarn. It's the Cardiff Cashmere Prime. If you have knit with it, let me know what you've made, and if it's something you love, I may give it a try, because I really want to knit this winter, and I want a great pattern to knit it into. So if you have suggestions, please pop them down into the comments along with the name of our froggy friend, and let me know, because I am looking for patterns and I've found a few, but I'm just not sure, and I would rather do something that I know you have done that has turned out well if you've knit with that particular yarn. Okay, next up in acquisitions, actually I think that's it for acquisitions. I've been really good. That was my splurge, but I'm trying not to buy yarn. I don't need to. So moving on to the Flock Fiber Festival. So I decided that I am going, and I'm going by myself and just for the day. It'll be my first time going. And so I've done a little research and I think I have a good plan of attack. So I am going to be wearing my Flock Fiber Festival vest because I'm going on Saturday and that's the day that they're taking the picture on the stairs. So I'm wearing my vest and then I'm going to wear comfy shoes. And I haven't decided what as far as like pants go, but it's going to be comfortable. I'll check the weather ahead of time. But I decided ugly shoes were fine as long as they're really comfortable. So it may be my gym shoes. I haven't decided yet, but there's a lot of walking going on. So it will be comfortable. And I also believe I will have to park quite a ways away and pay a small fortune to park there. So comfy it is. I'm also taking a backpack with my snacks and my water. And my pattern for whatever it is I decide will be my one allowed purchase while I'm there. So I went through my queue and I'll flash a bunch of pictures up here. I haven't narrowed it down yet, but there are close to a dozen items in my queue that I want to make that I actually don't have yarn for. And what I discovered is I have a lot of worsted and a lot of fingering, but I don't have much in sport or Aran. And so most of these patterns call for one of those two, or it's a fiber that I don't currently own. And so I looked through the vendors and I think there are vendors there that will have the yarn for some of these projects. So I'm going to narrow it down a little, but I decided to print the pattern page that tells what fiber is needed and how much, so that I'm not depending on Wi-Fi or waiting in line and trying to figure it out while I'm there. So I'm going to take my top 3 or 4 choices, print them out, have them with me in my bag, and then just be able to look for what I want while I'm there. And I was watching a knotty knitter, the French knot, and she suggested the 2-lap rule, where you do 1 lap around the entire area inside the center before you purchase and then go back and make your decision. And I thought that's actually a really good idea because then I'll know what they have and what I really want. So that's my plan of attack. And I'll let you know what I end up purchasing. If I do, I'm taking cash, I'm sticking to a budget because Lord knows I don't need yarn. But when I look at that queue and I think, oh, there are a few things I actually don't have the yarn for that I want to try, I think I can justify it. So that's my plan. We'll see if I can stick to it and how it goes. And then I wanted to end with a question that was posed to me, and it's one that I actually struggle with, and so I'm looking for your help. As I'm knitting away on projects, a lot of projects that I work on have the make one left, make one right, or the make one left purl, or the make one right purl. And I have to write into the pattern, okay, it goes, the stitch ends up going into the front or the back, and I have to make notes. I can't remember make one left, make one right, make one left purl, make one right purl. So I'm hoping that one of you have a trick or a mnemonic device or something that helps you remember, so that I'm not always having to write in all over my pattern, okay, knit through the back, knit through the front. It's driving me crazy. So if you have a great trick or tip to share with me, I would love it if you would also pop that down in the comments. So I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else I need to share with you, but I'm scanning the room just to make sure. No, I think that was it. I did it. I did a much shorter episode. I'm very proud of myself. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you if you've made it this far. And speaking of thank yous, I really want to thank you for sticking with me. I know that it's been a little rough as we've started. I now have a good camera, a good microphone, and a fairly good structure to each episode. But your encouragement has been priceless. There have been wonderful comments, wonderful emails, and I'm just so appreciative of your encouragement along this journey, because I know it's a steep learning curve. And so if you've stuck with me, or if you're new and you're liking and subscribing, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. So thank you. I'll be back next weekend with a Flock Fiber Festival update and hopefully some progress on my whips and maybe even on my birthday cast on. So thank you so much. I'll see you next episode.